Welcome back. As the clock ticks on getting remaining Americans and Afghan allies out of Kabul, President Biden faces backlash over his handlings of the withdrawal from Afghanistan from both sides of the aisle, some even calling for the administration's resignation. To talk more on this is Laura Merrifield-Wilson, Associate Professor of History and Political Science at U of Indy. So good to see you, Laura. I was wondering when we were going to have you back on to talk a little bit about this. We got to talk a little bit in the commercial break about the backlash. And I was telling you that I feel a little uncomfortable, to be honest, to talk about that in the middle of, these last hours of trying to get Americans and our Afghan allies out. How do you, put that into perspective of what maybe our viewers and what so many people are feeling?
Well, it's fascinating because a lot of times during a crisis like this, and this is truly not just a domestic, but obviously an international crisis, you see this rally around the flag effect where people come together. We say, united we stand. And it is different this time. And it's palpable. There's a lot of criticism to President Biden's administration, the question about the self-imposed August 31st deadline, of course, the 13 service members who lost their lives. Still very chaotic, very volatile situation. But I do think it's important to consider, while we can have some criticism and some challenge that's important in a democracy, that we do need to stand united as a country. And I think there are a lot of mixed emotions regarding that and so many of the other things going on politically right now in our country.
Yeah, and here's something that I know this isn't one of the questions, but this is something that's really been on my mind too. When you hear the criticism, and again, we always hear the buck stops with the president. 100%, right? And whether it be President Biden, President Trump, President Obama. For me, I want to know a little bit more though. When you go down through the layers, when you look at maybe I would call them, lifelong bureaucrats, whatever you call them. I mean, we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that have been on both sides of the aisle for, these are government workers that are usually giving the presidents the plans. How do we learn, who are those people that maybe need to lose their jobs over what has happened?
They're not elected officials. And the challenge is just what you're articulating. This is the culmination of many decisions, of many people, of many policies and many precedents. The reality is this is something that has gone on for decades. We won't know who they are. And at the end of the day, to me personally, it seems like a failure in terms of intelligence, but truly a series of decisions and individuals involved. And the reality of that elected official position is the president, the administration, regardless of how much credit or blame one has, is the face, they are the name, and they are the decision maker that's going to be attached with this kind of event.
And you mentioned that, we might not ever know. I think that we're at a point in history, right, where we got to start getting answers, and we're in a time where people don't believe what any politician is saying. They don't believe what the media is saying. We're talking about maybe an emergency session of Congress. Do you see that we're going to have this emergency session? Will we talk about this and try to get to the bottom of what really happened?
No doubt there's a credibility crisis in our country, a concern about who really is responsible and how much are they responsible and to what extent. In terms of the emergency session, I'm not entirely sure. I know there's been a lot of pushback on the self-imposed August 31st deadline, but it does speak to the underlying concern of how important this is. And I will always say, I'm an optimist. I like to look at the silver lining, but it's important that Americans pay attention and it's important that Americans care. And this is demonstrating that we really still care about our position in the globe and where we stand internationally.
Yeah, and I know that this was the final question in there. I feel actually, I'm just going to say it again because I feel bad asking it because, we're talking about the impact on the midterm elections. And I heard earlier in our show, we were talking about approval ratings. And I'm like, golly, I hope that we're not focused on approval ratings today.
It's hard. Elected officials, their idea, their job security is re-election. And that said, we're 15 months away from the midterm elections. Of course, the most important thing is getting people out safely. And I do believe everyone cares most about that. That is first and center in terms of our priority.
Right. I think that on a day like today, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, you want to get Americans home safely. You want to be thinking about them and those 13, men and one woman that we saw come home yesterday.